Hi everyone, welcome back to part 10 of my TemTem playthrough. Last episode we went ahead and explored Superior Omniscia, which is the huge region that we see on the map. In this episode we'll be going ahead and defeating the first Dojo master, that is in Narwhal here, and then move on. I believe we have quite a storyline up in front. The one good thing is that my starter actually evolved in the last episode, which is actually going to help me a lot. I'm actually not sure what kind of TemTems this Dojo master uses, so it might be a bit trickier to actually defeat him. But of course, let's see how it goes. Right now, all of my team members are at level 34. I think that is a pretty good level. The first thing I'll do is go ahead and talk to this guy right here who is a paparazzi. He actually wants us to go ahead and talk to one of the fashionista who is probably a film star who's actually right here in this region. Unfortunately, we have to actually go to another place within this region to actually talk to her. So we are going to keep this side quest aside. Here we have a fruit shop, which I believe I mentioned in the last episode, where they were actually harvesting the fruits. These fruits are pretty helpful to increase the TV, which is kind of like the EVs of Pokemon games. I believe each TV will actually help you in increasing each of these stats. You'll be able to actually buy them. In my case, I definitely have to buy them at some point. This is mainly to help me evolve one of the TemTems that I'm going to get in the future. But for now, I'm just going to keep as it is. I don't believe my current team members would actually need it. Either way, exploring this small town, it seems that we really don't have too much. After all, we have picked up 2 of these stickers that we have seen before. The only thing left to do is go ahead and go through here, where we have another quest. Now this one is actually a pretty small quest. All we have to do is go ahead and answer the quiz questions that Sanyo here has. Now it definitely took me a couple of tries, but here is the right answer on screen. You can definitely go ahead and pause this video to get them. I believe the first few questions were pretty easy, but I guess the last 2 were the ones where I made a lot of mistake. But there we go. Once we do complete it, we get a TC for Wake Up. I'm really not sure if I'm going to use it, but we can definitely go ahead and collect this item. Stepping outside, I think we have one more quest that we can actually accept, which is right here. This is on a TemTem trading. You need to have Yukama to actually go ahead and trade. Unfortunately, I do not have one. I do have a Umishi that I did catch in Dennis, but I definitely have not put the effort in evolving it. So I guess we'll keep this one aside. Maybe at some point when I do get the chance to directly catch Yukama, I'm gonna go ahead and catch an extra one just to give to this NPC over here. Now that we have done everything, the only thing left for me to do is go ahead and defeat the Dojo master. By the way, in between here, I did think that I might be able to evolve Umishi that I actually own right now into Yukama. But then I kind of felt that that would be way too much work. I mean, I believe it takes at least 20 levels to evolve it, and that is way too much effort on a TemTem that I'm never going to use. Unless of course there is a daycare center which can actually level it up. I don't think this is quite helpful. Looking around, we found another sticker, and I believe there is another item here as well. Oh, never mind, it's another sticker. Now that this is done, there is only one more path left to explore. I did actually talk to this musicologist here. Alright, nothing really, I guess, important over there. Going back to my map, I can actually go ahead and go into the world map, which is right here. As you can see, we are in Omniscia, which is the second region. We have couple more regions to explore, and definitely this game is super huge because of it, and because of the fact that you do actually do a lot of backtracking between all of these areas. To be honest, I've only explored the first 4 regions. The 5th one is still remaining, and it's going to be a surprise when I go through it. But right now I'm going to focus on Mokupuni Dojo. This is the town, and as you can see, it's a bit trickier to cross through the paths. And if you do get into one of these grassed tiles right there, you'll actually not be able to cross over. And as you can see, I am struggling a lot. It's quite frustrating, and I remember struggling on this one before as well. Hopefully this time I don't have too much of a trouble. Alright, let me actually wait and see how it goes. I think I'm really not timing it on the right way. I guess I also need to kind of get used to it. Thankfully, I was at least able to cross over to the right platform. We have 2 tamers here. Let's quickly go ahead and defeat both of them. We also get 2 items for defeating them, which is very helpful. They also have TemTems that are evolved. Razy is actually the evolved form of Reaper, and Dendry we have seen before is evolution of I believe it's called Spitrul. I'm really not sure about how to pronounce the names, but the theme is based on nature TemTems as well as fire TemTems. As long as you have a water as well as a fire TemTem in your team, I don't think you'll have too much of an issue. So if you did start with Shamiz, I think this dojo will be much easier. Unfortunately, I started with Hochek, so I might have a bit of trouble. But we do have Saipat, so it shouldn't be too difficult. Saku also has poison type moves that will help against the nature type TemTems that are here. In this case, I decided to go ahead and use Gazuma up in front, which might have been the mistake. I mean, I'm perfectly able to defeat the fire type TemTems, but struggling on this one. The nature type TemTems are doing definitely more damage on Saipat. Unfortunately, it did go down right here. Up next, I decided to go ahead and bring in Mishi, which is actually lower in level and doesn't really help me. Let's see what we can do. Pretty bad. At least it was able to take down one of these TemTems. The next thing for me to do is go ahead and pick up both the items that are right next to them, and then try to go to the left side platform, which I actually failed for 2 to 3 times. Hopefully this time it isn't too bad. I also decided to go ahead and heal up my TemTems a bit more. Unfortunately, it is really not going as well as I thought it would, so these battles are going to be a bit tougher. Going ahead and crossing back. Let me wait around and have some patience. There we go. I guess all you have to do is time the platforms that are actually going around. As long as you're able to time it properly, I think you'll be able to cross over. Of course, you won't be able to immediately do it. You might have to try it a couple of times. In this case, I was either lucky or I was actually able to cross it because of the timing. I really couldn't tell which one it was. Anyway, here we have 2 other TemTems that we have actually seen once before in the last episode. Even though these TemTems are a bit lower in level, they're definitely evolved and do way more damage, which is a bit of a worry. But at least I'm able to train up my TemTems. Now, I might have done a mistake on not managing the stamina, but I do have to be a bit careful. Using Electric Storm is pretty helpful as it does at least guarantee taking down one of the TemTems. As for the second one, I'm gonna go with it for the next turn. I might have to actually go back and heal up my TemTems. It feels that I'm struggling too much. Either way, that is all on this battle right here. Both of my TemTems did barely survive. I had actually equipped the Coward's Cloak to Mishi and I actually regretted it. Here I'm actually trying to take it back. I think Umishi doesn't really need it. The thing I found out is that it's easier to unequip an item by going into the menu right here instead of going into my bag. I'm gonna go ahead and equip my Saipat back with Cloud's Cloak. Getting 2 more items, we get an ice cube, which is actually helpful. I might be able to give it to one of my TemTems. Let's see which one. Ooh, Saku will definitely be able to get that. Now while going back, I wasn't able to really do much. So we are back to the start. Let me quickly go ahead and heal up. There we go, I am back. And this time we are gonna go ahead and go straight. Of course, I did a mistake right there. I'm gonna go ahead and take it a bit slower this time. This one's a bit trickier as we do have to go through 3 platforms with a lot of grassy platforms in between. Unfortunately, I didn't time it right, so it took me some time to understand how it goes. Right, let me try that one again. The second platform. And the third one didn't come at all. Let me try that one again. Now I could have cut this one out from the video, but I think it's super fun to see myself fail in these platforms. Luckily, for the third time, or the fourth time in this case, I was finally able to cross over. Alright. Thankfully, we don't really have any more platforms. I believe that one goes to the next Dojo Master. Don't worry, this is not the only dojo with this platform. It's pretty annoying and I have to do this all over again for the second one. Now here we have our Dojo Master. I guess he is pretty angry that someone stole the elevator key, which is actually needed to cross over to the other towns. But that's alright, we can just go ahead and focus on taking down his TemTems first. He does have a Luma Tateru, which is actually a bit powerful, I believe. It's quite rare as well. But thankfully I did have Tentel up in front and was able to take it down. I actually decided to go with Tentel up in front because of Tateru. But now that Tateru is down, it's time for me probably to either let Tentel go down or risk kind of, I guess, hurting my Saipat. Either way, unfortunately I do not have a fire TemTem. I might have to deal these nature TemTems with Saku. Tentel went down, so I switched into Saku and I'm gonna try using Noxious Bomb. For Gazuma's turn, I decided to go ahead and heal up Tentel. I want Tentel to get the experience from this battle, which will actually help it level up. And Saku being up in the field will be able to take care of all of these nature TemTems pretty easily. Alright, going with Noxious Bomb on the second turn and Windblade on Gazuma, we are able to take down both of these TemTems. There we go. Pretty good. I mean, after all, we are going against 6 team members, where I only have 4. Ooh. The next 2 is Magmus and Razy. Magmus is a part water and fire TemTem. It's pretty helpful if you haven't chosen a water TemTem yet. And it's pretty powerful once it evolves. So definitely pretty cool. In this case, Saku really won't be able to do much, so I had to bring Saipat in. Saipad has Tsunami, which is a new move it actually learned recently and is super helpful. I do have to say the violin that is in the background is super nice. It gives this battle a really cool background music. Switching back into TemTem, I'm wondering if I should have bought some extra TemTems just to switch out and heal. But let's see how this goes. Alright, took me some time, but I decided to go ahead and use energy manipulation on Rising as it did have way less health. And Banapi is able to go down in one hit as well. I believe that is another new TemTem that we are yet to encounter. I believe we have seen Kapire, which is actually the evolution of Banapi here. But thankfully, with that, this battle is over. Ravi is talking about a couple of issues that have been happening in Narwhal, with the elevator key being stolen and a lot of stuff happening in the Anka volcano, which I did mention before. There's also something going on in the giant banyan, which is something we might have to look into as well. Either way, I think it's time for us to go ahead and do some storyline. I mean, after all, it's just been around half an hour since I did play this game. So I made my way to the elevator and we have two options. I'm just gonna go ahead and choose the first one, which has the location for Giant Banyan, which is the location we have to look into. Here we are, the fly walk. Right. This region actually looks super cool with red colors, and as you can see, it has 3 small areas on the map. We also have Coral Plaza, which is more on housing decoration. I'm really not interested in it right now, so I'm just gonna ignore this one. But the main quest for me to do now is to make my way all the way to the end of this region. It's pretty small and we only have a couple of tamers. I think I'll be able to cover it in this episode. Here we have our first tamer for Flywalk, which is actually a weird name, but I guess it's understandable considering that all of these islands are, I guess it looks like they are flying and we're kind of walking across it. I'm really not sure if that's a really good explanation though. Either way, the tamer is pretty strong with the crystal. Let me go ahead and try to take down the Saku and then focus on crystal. Or maybe I should have focused on crystal the very first turn. Let's see how we can actually defeat it. Since my Saku has the trait Air Specialist, I was able to take advantage of that and take down crystal. As for Tentil, it did survive. I'll be able to take down Saku in this turn, so not really too much to worry about. There we go. That is on the first tamer in this region. Pretty tough. I guess all I have to do is get the right TemTem and that should be able to help. Moving forward, this is the only path I can actually go through, as the other path requires me to have crystal skates, which is an item I still do not have. Once we do get that item, we'll be able to take the shortcut. Right now, going through this path, we have another tamer here with 2 fire type TemTems. Pretty cool. Although Saku is really not the one I should be keeping up in front. Tentil definitely did pretty good damage, but that's really not going to help. Thankfully, the ice cube that Saku has makes sure that the damage is way less. For the next turn, I'm going to try using Beta Burst again, even though it does not take down the ray bar. I was really hoping it would have. Saku goes down in this turn probably. Never mind, it does go down. That was pretty bad calculation right there. I mean, both of my TemTems are in pretty low level. Should have just switched into Saipal before I took this battle on. I guess it's a bit difficult considering that we don't know which tamer would use which kind of TemTem. unless of course I go ahead and search for it online. But that's alright, we are able to take this guy down as well. Up next, I believe we have to cross a small pond. Let me go ahead and heal up my team before we move on. That was pretty bad. Decided to go ahead and switch in Saipat up in front. Right here we got a beautiful rainbow in the background, and it's actually a after effect that happens every time you go through this path. I think it's really cool. The water in this lake, the small river, is actually pretty cool as well, as it does have a couple of new TemTems. Although I really am not trying to focus on the TemTems here, I will let you know once I do catch a couple of them. Moving forward, we do have 2 tamers. I wonder why they actually crammed both of them in this one location. But that's alright, should be able to take them down with Gazuma. I also have put Saku back up in front, just in case that we have to deal with water type, which we actually did right here. 2 more TemTems left. Fully evolved ones, huh? I'm gonna go with Electric Storm. That should do more damage. And just take them down both in one hit. Pretty cool. Now that this battle is done, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next tamer. Next one is right here. Alright. Hopefully this one also has water type TemTems. Ooh, she actually has a 2i. I completely forgot about my 2i, whom I might have to add to my team at some point for its digital evolution. But if I do find a digital TemTem before that, I'm just not gonna add 2i to my team. I guess I'm pretty used to having 4 TemTems in my team till now. It probably will be a bit weird when I go forward and add another one to my team. I'm actually so used to these 4. Alright, I might have to put a percent to make sure that I actually do not encounter any TemTems. Although we do have a couple of newer ones in the pond, I'm gonna come back over here again, and that's when I'll go ahead and catch them. Up next, it seems that we have a small path. Although I must say this whole path actually looks like a maze. So we do have a couple more tamers on this route. Moving forward, we have 2 more tamers here, and these 2 have Crystal and Hochik. I'm wondering if the third one is a Shamiz. It might be, considering that these 2 are starters here. I also wonder when we can actually catch Hochik and Shamiz in this game. After all, Crystal is the first starter that we are able to find. Ooh, yep. The third one is a Shamiz. I really can't say this enough. I think the background music in Narwhal is way better than Deniz. Let me know in the comment section which one you really like. But there we go. We have defeated these tamers as well. It's actually getting way easier to defeat all of these tamers, especially when I'm looking into their typing. Moving forward, we have another bridge to climb, and this time we have 2 older ladies. Surprising. Alright, I guess I was expecting older ladies to just be in the house, but it seems that they have come for a walk and are challenging us. They have 4 TemTems. This one should be easy. One goes down, and hopefully Saku will be able to take down the second one. And it does. That's good. As for the last 2, they have Scrunch, which is actually the evolution, I believe, and is 4 times weak to Tental's moves, so shouldn't be too tough. going with Beta Burst, it was able to take down one of the Scrunch in one hit. For the second one, I will take it down in the very next turn. There we go. That one is down as well. This was a pretty easy battle, especially now that I know the type matches. I think I struggled with this one the last time I went through it. Going a bit forward, we have another pair. These ones are actually optional, but I'm just gonna go ahead and defeat them. Let's see which kind of TemTems they do have. It also seems that we have seen all of these TemTems that have been shown till now. Except Crystal, which is the only one that's left, and probably Shamiz as well. But of course, that's alright. We'll be able to find them at some point, and I definitely want to catch both of them and try to kind of keep a copy of them in my box. Up next, we have Banapi. So it seems that they have one fire type TemTem. I'm able to take it down, at least half health. As for Taifu, it goes down on the second turn with Noxious Bomb. I'm actually really liking that move. I think I'll keep it on Saku until it actually learns a better poison type move. But there we go. That is all on this battle as well. Pretty interesting to see a lot of these fire TemTems that we are yet to catch. I believe we will be able to catch a couple of them in the next episode. Right here when we get down, I really thought this was actually a NPC, but apparently not. That was a surprise, and I guess I should have healed up my team before challenging him. Thankfully, he only has one TemTem. Let's see if we are able to take it down. Although it is at level 29, which is much closer to my own team. Alright, teamwork did help. We were able to take it down in one hit. That's all on this battle. We're quite close to the giant bunion. I believe I'll be able to go ahead and go at least closer to it. Yep. Now before moving on, I'm just gonna go ahead and talk to these two tamers here. They are, I believe, the last two tamers in this region. So before I do heal up my TemTems, this one is better to be taken care of. Saku might not be able to help, so I did switch in Tental to Kazuma. Electric type moves will be able to take care of the Paharak. Taifu goes down in one hit. Kazuma does get hit by a move, but that is really not effective. If you're wondering if the team members that I have are actually way over leveled, I'm really not. The next dojo that we are gonna come up soon is gonna be super tough regardless of which level my TemTems are gonna be in. So this is definitely not getting them over leveled. But there we go, we have defeated this tamer as well. Battles are definitely easier with these tamers, but gets tougher once I do go into a dojo. At least we are able to clear out 2 of them right now. I'm actually really not sure how many dojos we have. I'm guessing there are at least 6 of them. After all, I did play this game offline only once, and that was also halfway through. So I'm really not sure what to expect at the end. Here's the second tamer with only one TemTem, so it's much easier to take down. Although I might have to go back to heal up my TemTems. Unfortunately, this part actually does not have a Temporium, so I do have to make my way back all the way to the other region to get my TemTems healed. But that's alright. I think I ran out of scent right here as well, so I definitely have to buy some items. Running away from these TemTems, we have to make our way down, and we are able to see the giant banyan down there. That is where we are supposed to go. Although I think I will actually not go there right now. We still have the small area where the houses are, which we have yet to explore. Got a couple of items, and here is Ara. We were supposed to actually talk to her about the kid who wanted to be an artist, and she does actually agree with us. She also gives us another quest to get her the purple dye. I guess we'll be able to find the purple dye back in Bricaldamar in Dennis. So once I do make my way back to Dennis, I'll be able to do some progress on both of these quests. There's also a third one, which is on the paparazzi. Here we have the movie star in question. Her name is Visacia, and she's actually begging us not to talk about where she's going next to the paparazzo. That's alright. I mean, we can cover her up, of course. I think that's all that we have right now. If we make our way back, we have one more sticker here, but that is all. Ooh, we have this tamer here as well. Alright, I was really not expecting this tamer, but there we go. He has only one TemTem. Shouldn't be too difficult to defeat. Try taking it down. Saku does get hit by a pretty powerful fire type move, but is able to at least do a bit more damage. One more turn left, and we are able to take this tamer down as well. There we go. Giant Banyan is actually a really cool place. Unfortunately, you will not be able to see it in its glory right now. We have to complete the task that we have on hand before we can do anything else. But of course, I believe that's all I had for this episode. In the next one, we are gonna go ahead and explore the Giant Banyan and see what exactly is happening over there. We might have to help save a couple of people, but that is for the next episode. Hope you all enjoyed this one. If you did, please put a like, and if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to my channel, as it does help me a lot. If you'd like to support me more on Patreon, check out the links in my description, and I'll see you all in the next one.